It's been a while since I've done any Hydra related content. I've been doing a lot of live arena stuff as well as RTAC content. However, I've been doing an account takeover for Shane and we're working on Nightmare, Brutal, and Hard Hydra. Now, the Brutal team we have going is this one right here. It's full auto. And if you know how I like to do Hydra, I like to do Hydra 100% full auto. I'm not a huge fan of manualing every single champion, spending 30 minutes of dedicated focus time on Hydra. I'd rather throw it on my second monitor, let it run on auto, reset it a few times because often you do have to reset the full auto Hydra runs because maybe Kantra for this team on Brutal doesn't land a provoke, or maybe for our Nightmare team, our Molly doesn't land a provoke. Today, we're gonna be showcasing the Nightmare team, but if any of you wanna see the Nightmare, the Brutal, or the Hard team we have set up, let me know. I can do a video on those as well. But for this team, it's gonna be a lot of, hey, you set it, hopefully it runs through perfectly fine. I do some manual head clicking, so maybe it's not 100% full auto in that case, but for me, it's way easier to just, hey, if the champion gets eaten, click the head the champion is currently potentially going to be devoured by or digested by. So just click that head, kill them, especially with some of these champions like Inquisitor Shamael. It's really helpful to actually target the head. So let me break down this team real quick, all right? So we have Supreme Galek, Michinaki, Siphi, Inquisitor Shamael, Molly, and Mathrala. Obviously, the team is not super free to play friendly, but a lot more players have Supreme Galek than what I originally thought. Like, I've been into a few accounts recently, and they have him. I guess he was in a champion chase tournament, but I missed it. I did not have enough shards. So either way, I don't have him. But this guy brings some amazing stuff to Hydra. HP burn, block buffs, decreased speed, and he also activates the HP burn, places increased attack on himself, and then has a really good A1 ability as well. Increases the duration of HP burn. So in general, Supreme Galek is amazing. He's in the leader position, so Inquisitor Shamael, whenever the Head of Torment is out, is going to be giving cleansing the fears and then placing the extra turn meter onto Supreme Galek. So he's going to be doing tons of damage. We have Michinaki up next. So we have Michinaki as well as Mathrala. Big reason, so we can keep up Hex the entire fight. If we have Hex up the whole time, he's going to be placing the decreased attack as well because his A2 ability attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing a decreased defense for 2 turns, also a 75% chance of placing decreased attack for 2 turns on enemies under Hex. This is especially important for the Head of Wrath. If he doesn't have decreased attack, well, we're going to be smashed, okay? That's really all there is to that. He also brings a strip, more or less, an AoE attack. The first hit removes all buffs from each target. The second hit places a Hex debuff for 2 turns. So we have plenty of Hex, plenty of shared damage, and also stripping the buffs, which is a huge, huge plus. But we also have block buffs as well. I built this team with the fact that, hey, if, say, Michinaki goes down, we still have Mathrala doing the Hex. We still have block buffs. If, say, Inquisitor Shamael gets eaten, well, we have Siphi with a chance to cleanse the fears, because on her passive ability, heals each ally by 10% of her max HP, which is a great, just sustain throughout the fight, but also has a 40% chance, books up to a 50% chance of removing freeze and fear. So this isn't super consistent, it's a 50% chance, but it's much better than just running with no fear cleanser because the Head of Torment is super, super annoying. And then Inquisitor Shamael, I'll show you guys the builds of these champions in just a minute as well. We're looking at the presets right now. But Inquisitor Shamael obviously brings a pretty hard-hitting A2 ability, that multi-hit, plus all those buffs on him. He's going to be ignoring a lot of defense. So he's just going to be doing quite a bit of damage, and you're going to see that after the actual fight. He's not built for a Mischief tank. Right now, I'll show you guys the gear in just a second. Our Mischief tank is Molly, because Molly, on her A2 ability, not only does she bring the Provoke, which is super helpful, it's a chance to be a 2-turn Provoke, but she also brings a Reflect damage, which gives her 1 extra buff consistently. So now she can start being the Mischief tank, which she has good resistance and good accuracy, thanks to the Righteous set. The Righteous set is the current Forge Pass set, and it's been proven to be really good on this Molly specifically. And then last but not least, Mathrala. Mathrala is bringing some extra Hex, increased defense, increased attack. Siphi brings the increased defense. Galek brings the increased attack on himself. Well, Supreme Galek. We're not using regular Galek here. But Mathrala, she fills in those gaps whenever the other champions may not have it up. She also brings a big shield, the cleanse, strengthen, incredible kit. And then also the A1, which honestly, I don't really want the poisons, but hey, it is what it is. Go ahead and take a look at these champions' gear. So the first champion we're going to talk about is Siphi. So Siphi is here kind of for a replacement to Inquisitor Shamael. If Shamael drops, I kind of already mentioned this, basically, she can help cleanse some fear. She also places a increased defense, and she also places the increased speed, the block debuffs, as well as a good heal each turn and an additional res. So Siphi has several roles, but a pretty basic build. Right now, she's just decent HP, okay defense, good speed, typical kind of Siphi build, to be honest. If you're going to use her in arena, if she's going to work there, she's going to work for this Hydra team. She's fully booked, and her masteries are as follows. Once again, Not really anything specific for Hydra. This is more of a arena build for Siphi, but it works out very well. She even has polymorph, which is soon to be useless because the polymorph changes. The next champion I want to talk about is Molly. Now, when we get into talking about champions who need accuracy and resistance, these are the numbers I'm looking at. So this picture is in my Discord, but basically we're looking at 455 resistance to resist everything, and then 360 accuracy to apply our debuffs to everything. Now, as far as Molly's build goes, you can see she's 2 sets of righteous, 1 set of perception. That allows her to be basically right on point with both of these numbers, resistance 453 and accuracy 342. A little bit low, but our masteries should give us the extra little accuracy that we need to go ahead and have enough accuracy to actually place our provoke onto the Head of Decay, which is the one that cleanses, the super annoying one. But either way, HP 61,000, defense 2,500, 251 speed. You want her to be fast. You want her to be 250, ideally 250 plus. The faster she is, the better it's going to be. She can use the A2 ability more frequently. If you can get her in reflex gear plus these stats, that's going to be even better. Reflex is going to help you place that A2 provoke even more frequently. Also helping you keep the block or the reflect damage so you can be mischief tanking more frequently because you'll have more buffs than everybody else. But good HP, good defense, good speed, accuracy and resistance. This is the hardest part of the build for Molly, but if you can hit that, she's an absolute powerhouse of a champion. She's bringing provoke for the Head of Decay. She's bringing the extra buff for the Head of Mischief plus good resistance to resist the buff strip and the turn meter steal. Plus she's bringing a res, super helpful, and she's bringing turn meter boosting whenever this champion is hit. So she is bringing so much to the table. Here's her masteries. We've got some extra resistance. You can go extra resist or extra accuracy, whichever one you need, but make sure to pick up lasting gifts because you do want to go ahead and get the block damage extended on its duration. Next champion I want to talk about is another support champion, Mithrala. So Mithrala is not really any specific build. She's decent speed, 250 plus. She has good HP, good defense, and then she has enough accuracy to place her hex. And then resistance, honestly, is not great. She's kind of like in a little bit of an arena build, but not really. Kind of just thrown in, put into this Hydra team, and not super optimized, it seems. So honestly, you can make your Mithrala much better. If you're using one in an arena team and she's relatively fast, good HP, good defense, she's going to work well here. I mean, Mithrala is a very tanky champion. She is not going to be one of your first champions to die. So her gearing is pretty easy, especially considering her accuracy has switched over to her resistance based on her passive. So it's going to be pretty easy to make your Mithrala work. She's in Stone Skin, but not at all required. The Immortal set's nice to have, but once again, not at all required. She is fully booked. As far as blessings, brimstone, intimidating presence are going to be the typical ones you want to go. As far as Mithrala's masteries go, this is what she's running. She's running some extra accuracy. Technically, if she was running offense plus support, going War Master would be a lot better. I mean, this would do a lot more damage, but we got the one key. It's relatively safe. Doesn't take too many resets. So we're just going to leave her with the build she currently is. The next champion is going to be, let's go ahead and talk about Inquisitor Shamael. So you probably already know what Inquisitor Shamael's role is. Well, first up, he's not glyphed. We got some more room to improve his gear in general. Go ahead and fully upgrade everything, get everything glyphed up, but being somewhat conservative on the resources, we'll just leave it the way it is. Shane can upgrade it if he wants, but this is working perfectly as it is right now. So good HP, good defense, I mean relative because he's not a very tanky champion in general, good damage. He can actually bring quite a bit of damage to the match. So definitely, if you can do it, definitely build him in reflex, get more of those A2 abilities placed in. Relentless is okay as well, but not so much if you're using him for a mischief tank, but in this situation we're not, so he can bring a little bit more damage. Now, as far as the masteries go, I did notice something just now. He actually has War Master. Giant Slayer is better for him. So get Giant Slayer for him if you can. Don't go War Master. These masteries really aren't ideal. I do need to switch them. I think it's gonna cost some gems. Actually, it's not. So I will switch those later on, but Giant Slayer is definitely better. As far as his blessings go, I typically go something like Cruelty with him, or not really Crushing Ren. Cruelty is probably the best, possibly Phantom Touch, but Cruelty or Phantom Touch are probably the two blessings that you're going to want to look out for. Now, next champion is Supreme Galek. Supreme Galek is going to be in the leader spot. So Inquisitor Shamael, whenever his passive is activating and removing those fears, they're going to boost Supreme Galek. Supreme Galek is going to be really the keystone to this entire team. Like, he is bringing so much. So he's bringing the HP burn, block buffs, and decreased speed. Plus, he's bringing increased attack for himself, and some burn activation, plus an A1 ability that increases the duration of burns. He brings a ton to the team. So putting him in the lead, he's going to be doing a ton of damage. Very, very solid champion. The big situation, the big risk, is that if he gets eaten and he gets swallowed and you don't break him out in time, then the run's probably going to fail. So you got to make sure your Inquisitor Shamael, your Michinaki can both bring a decent amount of damage. So as far as Supreme Galek's gearing goes, good HP, good defense, good attack. You want him to do some damage, but you also want him to survive. We have okay speed, as much as we can get while still doing some good damage. Honestly, I wish we could have even more crit damage, but we got to make sure the accuracy stays above 360, and this is what I was able to get. I value placing the debuffs more than just raw damage, which I imagine most of you will as well. So if you can get over 200 plus crit damage, go for it. But make sure you're keeping that 360 accuracy, because if not, he's not going to be doing nearly as much as you would if he was able to place the HP burn, block buffs, as well as the decreased speed. This is just such an amazing champion. I honestly regret not maybe going for it during that champion chase event. But either way, I probably would have been outwailed, so perfectly fine. Next champion, or actually the Masteries. Let's do the Masteries first, and then we'll move on to the next champion. So the Masteries for Supreme Galek, not Ultimate Galek. Supreme Galek, we have War Master, we have some Life Drinker as well. Extend the duration of buffs as well as debuffs. So pick up what we have here. Some pretty good Mastery setups. I've been liking it so far. Very good performance. So those are the Masteries for Supreme Galek. And the next champion, Michinaki, who is a champion who was achievable through a Summon Rush event that they had a while back. It was pretty cool. So if you got him, here's a good place to use him. This team right here. So his stats right now, good HP, good defense is a common theme throughout all these champion builds. You do want to make sure he has pretty good defense because he is a defense-based champion. So make sure his defense is high. He's going to do more damage. HP is good. He's going to be a good, solid, hard-hitting champion. Good speed, very common theme. Relentless gear if you have it. 100% crit rate, of course. 215% crit damage, as much as you can get, and then try to get his accuracy as close to that 360 mark as you can, because he does bring some very, very helpful abilities. He strips, and he places a Hex, plus he places a decreased defense as well as a decreased attack. And he joins in, places some HP burns, but either way, he brings a lot of stuff to the team. Brimstone is ideal. You definitely want somebody on your team who has Brimstone, or possibly multiple champions if you have enough accuracy on those champions. But either way, Michinaki is bringing a lot. As far as his Masteries go, let me go ahead and move myself out of the way one more time, and these are his Masteries. Pretty similar to Ultimate Galek, no buff extensions because he has no buffs, but either way, Michinaki is a very solid champion, and he was doing some good damage. This team, 1 key Nightmare, 100% full auto. I like it, guys. Hopefully you like it too. I'm going to be leaving a replay of this team right here at the end of this video if you want to see it. I think I had to click on ahead a few times, but in general, it was pretty much a hands-free, fully auto run. Once again, Brutal is this team right here. If you want to see either of these teams broken down, let me know. I can definitely get a video out on one of these teams. So here we go. This team right here, it's a little bit more pay to win. We have probably pretty self-explanatory, but either way, a little bit more pay to win, 23 million damage. So it's not geared to go well above and beyond the hard mode difficulty. We got what we have right now, doing 1 key full auto on all the difficulties. There's definitely some room to improve, room to grow, but right now I'm happy with this, especially a team that's not using Nekmo. Very nice to see. So guys, enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
ourselves in